This is the Royal Enfield Goan Classic 350, which is the most expensive 350cc motorcycle from Royal Enfield, priced between 2.78 to 2.81 lakhs on road Mumbai, depending if you opt for the single tone or the dual tone color. Now, it shares almost everything with the Classic 350, including the tank, the engine, the platform, the brakes, the instrumentation, and a lot more. But a few things have changed because this is sort of a bobber style motorcycle, which means that the tires are different here because they are wider. 100 section at the front, meanwhile the Classic 350 gets a 90 section at the front, and at the rear the tires are even more different because these are 20 wider, because this is a 130 section and the Classic 350 has a 110 section tire at the rear. However, the Classic 350 uses 18-inch wheel at the rear. This is a 16-incher, and if you notice the white sidewall here, which gives it the retro appeal. And the other bit is that these are cross spoke wheels, which also enables the use of tubeless tires here. 41 telescopic forks, 130 of suspension travel at the front. Meanwhile, suspension travel at the rear has increased from 90 to 105.3 and obviously the handlebar is also different here because this is an ape style handlebar, not the flat handlebar which you get with the Classic 350. Other bits remain the same, which means there's a topi here for the light. This is the low beam, this is the high beam, these are full LED lights. You get hazards as well for the indicators. These are the pilot lamps, and the overall fit finish is good, but this motorcycle gets a very different sort of fonts because Royal Enfield is written in a very cool fashion for the retro appeal. The ground clearance here is 170 Another big change is the seat height, which has reduced from 805 to 750 making it the second lowest seat height for any Royal Enfield motorcycle, because obviously the Meteor 650 is lower still. I think it is around 737 Meanwhile, with the Classic 350 you can opt for 32 lower seat height at 773 but yes, low seat height will really help short riders. It's not going to help me at all. There's no chrome finishing here around the engine. Instead, it has this gloss black finishing here. The exhaust gets certain revisions as well for a better sound note. Which is more sporty. The pegs are coming from the Meteor 350. That's the reason they are a bit forward set here. Overall fit finish and all is good. It says Goan Classic 350 right here. Let's open this because there are a lot of cables and wires hanging inside. The seat is different. It says Goan Classic 350. Yeah, the seat is sort of comfortable. This is actually what the pillion needs to hold on to. Again, slightly different finish here with this sort of a treatment right there which says Royal Enfield, but classic Royal Enfield lights, round finishing, indicators which also work as hazards here. But yeah, I kind of like the design of this motorcycle because I think it looks really funky. I mean, it doesn't look like a stock motorcycle. It definitely looks like a modified motorcycle. Look at it. Isn't that super duper 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 cool here? And it's on the main stand right now. You also have a side stand. If you want to use that, you can do that as well. Meanwhile, what is here? Some amount of storage space for your documents. So you can slot your documents right in here. Now the instrumentation remains more or less the same as before. First, let's put the key inside and let's turn on the motorcycle. So there I slot it in, and there it does a full swipe up thing. Tripper navigation built with Google. So when you connect it with the Royal Enfield app, you also get to see navigation data. Otherwise, it only shows you the time. Let's turn it on, and there it rose to life. So you have got a digital display here, which is telling me the fuel level, which is telling me the clock as well. And I can browse through this because it has got an odometer and twin trip meters as well. I browse through using this I button here. Adjustable levers, both the levers are adjustable here. The switch gear is actually coming from Royal Enfield 650cc motorcycle. So this is the first 350cc motorcycle from Royal Enfield which has this kind of a switch gear. This is obviously for turning on the motorcycle and turning it off. This is for the hazards. This is for the low beam and high beam. And this is for the indicator. Meanwhile, the horn is nice and loud. Let's rev it. Oh my god, the engine is very refined for Royal Enfield motorcycle. Round mirrors, I'll tell you if exactly it shows you a good view of what's behind or not. 13-liter fuel tank which has been carried over. It's all about the design, it's all about the aesthetics, and you can notice they have gone all LEDs. I mean, since a few years back obviously, which who would have imagined on a Royal Enfield motorcycle? But Royal Enfield is like, yes, we shall do that, we shall become modern. If you notice, they have gone ahead and written J1349 right here because this is obviously based on the J1 platform. 349cc is the displacement of the engine. It looks quite cool and funky actually with this chrome end here on the handlebar, and obviously the handlebar is completely changed, which should transform the riding experience, or so I believe. Let's start riding right away. Okay, it's time to start riding. Let's turn it on.
Okay, it rose to life literally, and the pegs are so forward set now. It is very much like the Meteor 350. Actually, the pegs are coming from the Meteor 350. Let's quickly do a competition check before that. That's the Honda Elevate Signature Edition. On these bad roads, I can feel a lot. Yes, it's become quite stiff. It has always been stiff, the Classic 350. Now it's even stiffer, which is in that grade for ride comfort. So in terms of competition, this one rivals the Jawa 42 bobber, which is priced I think between 2.5 to 2.85 lakhs. So starts lower and goes higher in terms of pricing, because this one costs 2.78 lakhs to 2.81 lakhs. Meanwhile, the Classic 350 starts at rupees 2.3 lakhs and goes all the way till 2.72 lakhs. So yeah, the Classic 350 is a lot more affordable. Once you get dual discs, then the difference is not that much, because then it's all about the colors and the color scheme which differentiates these motorcycles. Riding position is actually quite nice. I really like it. And the rear end feels a bit too aggressive here, so not very comfy, especially at the rear. You do bounce around quite a bit. Now this is a very relaxed motorcycle. This is the 349cc single cylinder SOHC engine, which has two valves. This one produces 20.2 horsepower and 27 newton meters of torque, identical to the Classic 350, which means that performance is not the name of the game. Torque is, because it feels very torquey. It's a long stroke motor, because of which it has good amount of grunt lower down. In fact, redline comes in at just 7,000 rpm, which is premature redlining. I mean, this guy is taking a shortcut from here so that he has to skip, that he can skip the signal. That's one of the problems why traffic increases so much. Nobody's patient. The level of impatience in India is mind-boggling. Anyways, off we go. It's a 5-speed gearbox. We deserve a 6-speed now, and I can feel a lot of vibes in the handlebar, in the pegs. Oh my god, pegs have way too many vibrations, and on the seat also I can feel a lot of vibrations here. So not refined as such, but then that is the character of this motorcycle. This is a Royal Enfield motorcycle, or rather the Classic 350 or the new 350cc motorcycles are finally the ones which can cruise at triple digit speeds without making you shiver in your sleep, because refinement has dramatically increased with the J1 platform here. Now it is running a double cradle spine from top of a frame, which is the same as the Classic 350 obviously. So everything is very similar to the Classic 350. At 80 kilometers per hour, it feels super duper comfortable to cruise. Yeah, there is no issue here at all. Like, it's so comfortable. You can keep on munching on the miles, miling on the munches. What am I talking? And even at 100 kilometers per hour, bike feels super duper comfortable. Obviously there's a lot of wind blast, especially on a windy road like this, but the bike feels so amazing. And then you kind of feel like the king of the road because of the new riding position, wherein the handlebar is completely like this. So it's an ape style handlebar. I don't know why they call it ape. Monkeys ride such motorcycles or what, but then compared to the flat handlebar, which is not that comfortable, this one is definitely very comfortable. But it comes with a small problem, that is taking U-turns, because taking U-turns can be a bit of an issue, because then you have to manage this handlebar well. Meanwhile, the brakes are really very strong, excellent brakes. However, front end bite is missing. Yeah, the initial bite is definitely missing here, so that's a bit of a problem. Should we filter in from the left side? No, I think I will be able to manage getting in from here. It's going to be tight because the bike is wide. Yeah, it is quite a wide motorcycle, but we shall somehow get out from here. Yeah, we did. And now it's the time to launch this motorcycle. 3, 2, 1, and off we go. First gear 50 kilometers per hour. Second gear 79 kilometers per hour. 78 actually. Third gear, it reaches almost 100 kilometers per hour. So yes, if the gearing was slightly tall or the engine would redline at a higher RPM, this motorcycle would be a lot faster to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Right now it takes 16.5 seconds, which isn't great, but it's way better than what it was earlier with the Royal Enfield 350, the Classic 350, because the engine has improved dramatically. 110 kilometers per hour in fourth, and now we are in fifth gear, praying as much as we can to be able to extract more top speed from this motorcycle, which means I am going to try and get some aero efficiency by ducking down, and it's not helping at all, because the top speed is just like 117 kilometers per hour. That's it. It will not go any further. Yeah, down a slope maybe it will touch 120, almost reaching 118 kilometers per hour, but that's about it. It's not a very fast motorcycle. It's not supposed to be, because it's all about the feel, and the Goan Classic offers a lot more feel. This is a bobber style motorcycle, which definitely hasn't lost the practicality in spite of looking impractical. That's a beauty and the charm of this motorcycle. The Royal Enfield has done a phenomenal job of making it look super duper cool, yet making it quite usable as well. Obviously the Classic 350 is more usable because the ride quality is slightly better here. I mean in the Classic 350. In this the ride is gone for a slight toss, but then I'm not going to complain much about it because the riding feel makes up for it. Now you have to just probably go for multiple massages to ensure that your back doesn't suffer from the bad ride of this motorcycle, but trust me, this is a very likable and fun motorcycle. You don't need a lot of power to have fun, you just need to have the feel and no false neutrals. Wow, what has Royal Enfield done these days? By the way, there's also USB-C charging socket here. They are not the easiest to open, but yes, there's a USB-C charging socket. My goodness, a USB-C charging socket in a Royal Enfield motorcycle, that is kind of crazy. And taking a U-turn, well, you have to be careful because of the new handlebar position here, and the weight of the motorcycle has gone up by 2 kgs, so this is like 197 kgs, which isn't much in the larger scheme of things, because 2 kgs more for looking cooler is fine. I can lose those 2 kgs of weight to just balance things. Fuel efficiency around 30 to 35 kilometers per liter, depending whether you ride in the city or whether you ride on the highway, which again is respectable fuel efficiency for a bike of this kind. But the clutch is on the heavier side, so not the best clutch here. Yeah, it does feel kind of heavy. Anyways, we're going to make a downshift here into second and off we go. Sound is still good enough, yeah. It kind of sounds really like manly, and the thump is still present, which is one of the major reasons why people buy a Royal Enfield motorcycle. Obviously, compared to the UC engine, the unit construction engine, the sound with this new engine has obviously lost the bass, but still it's very good and very impressive. It's a fun motorcycle, there's no denying the fact. Only thing is pricey. For a 350cc single cylinder motorcycle with just beast horsepower, just 20 horsepower, this is quite a bit pricey. Come on Royal Enfield, you can give us more power. I'm not saying power so that we can go faster, it's just that with more power now, high speed cruising would be slightly faster. I mean, you would reach your cruising speeds faster, and then you would be able to maintain those speeds easier as well. So that's something they should definitely consider. Horn is decent. Let's stop. Yes, you can feel the thump at idle. Idles in a very sweet fashion. Anyways, into first gear and off we go. This motorcycle is available in 4 colors. There's a teal trip color, which I think looks the coolest. And that's about it, guys. Not much to talk about because this is essentially a Classic 350 with the cool factor going all the way to 100. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye. Woohoo!